TT Bug update. It's been a minute and we've got a lot of shit done.
A lot of stuff. Where do we start, man?
Yeah, sorry we haven't kept you guys updated as much as we would like to, but if we're not working on it, we're not getting stuff done to bring you guys like these big updates.
I'm trying to remember where we left off on the last one.
Probably not with nearly as much shit on it.
There's a body on it now.
Fireworks. Go give them how you like design this whole body, and then we'll go front to back after the body.
So we'll start with this body. Our whole goal with the body was to try to keep a 69 Volkswagen vibe to the whole thing. So I wanted to keep similar body lines, similar headlight pockets. We got the rockers and the big old bulgy hip fenders on the back. So
big old
this is a full CAD design body in SolidWorks that we took the Fiberworks and they machined plugs from the molds out of foam. Giant pieces of foam basically, glued it all together to get the right shape. And they hand finished, created the molds for this bad boy right here that you're looking at. So super cool process to be involved with from start to finish. And we're super happy with the results and how this thing came out. So
unbelievable, like from computer concept to reality, and then how well it fits and the characteristics it has. It's just crazy. But
it's definitely one of the best fitting bodies I've ever put together, going from the computer to real life. So
shout out to those boys over at Fiberworks.
Yeah, they nailed it.
Jason and Jaime killed it.
All the boys down there.
Dude, all of them. Even the ones in Tecate.
Especially
I owe you guys some tacos. So, I guess starting from the front.
Yeah, also we got the front bumper on. Custom front bumper to kind of keep that same swoop of the hood.
Yeah.
VW curves. And
old school.
This is Blake's favorite, this pink marker light right here. That's like you're going to see us coming.
Yeah, so Rigid has never done a pink lens like this before. So it actually shines off purple, and it's super cool. It's one of their new dual row series lights that are badass. And then the valence that Kevin threw on there, I got from Traco, these kind of custom shark teeth looking body washers. So shout out to Traco for those, and the hood pins and a couple of those other things. Headlight pockets are running the 360 series that are pretty rad, and they fit in those headlight pockets.
Yeah, these things,
beautiful.
They got some style in here for sure.
Full adjustable. Just welded out. Kevin just finished welding out the bumper after I got some mounts all dialed on it late last night. We've been in full crush mode. I guess another thing you can see is the hood mount. And then Kevin's actually going to design something really cool for the back of the hood. What's that?
I'm working on it. It's turning out to be a little bit more complicated than I thought. But all right, so we opted to do something a little different on this hood setup. We actually have, as you can see, the two fenders mounted, but there's no hood. So instead of doing the typical one-piece front hood setup like you see on most trophy trucks, we decided to go with 3 different pieces so we can have the fenders mounted in place with the lights, and those don't move. And then we're going to have the hinge actually open like a normal Volkswagen with the hinges. So that's going to be kind of cool and unique to this car.
Very complicated.
And it's proving to be a little more complicated than I had planned on, but we'll get there.
I mean, what else isn't complicated? Look at like how tight the whole belt line setup is, and everything is so compact in this package because it's accommodating a bug body. It's not your typical truck, which, as you can see, is fully unique.
So yeah, with that being said, we've had to do a little bit extra work with the body mounts than that you would see on like a normal truck body setup, just due to the size, and then due to having the running board steps, and our exhaust mounts actually go through the steps, so all that has to tie in and be rigid at the same time. So
come check these headers out. So Horsepower Church did these big full stainless exhaust headers that wrap down under the step that you can see internally, that flows through a Flowmaster and then dives out the back of this. Our boy Jeremiah over there at Horsepower Church did a killer job.
Absolutely. If you want to pan over here, we got the custom rack adapter that I drew up in CAD, and our buddies at Cal West Manufacturing did all the machine work on this bad boy. Pretty nice piece right here. Attached to the ZRP tie rods that they made custom for us. Custom logos in there, which is super cool.
Beautiful.
Gives a nice little touch to the
He's not even
custom billet.
touching down on that rack adapter too. That rack adapter is a 2-piece where it pins, and then as well as the misalignments are recessed into the rack adapter to take the load off the bolt and add strength to the entire setup. So now the misalignment and the bolt are all both sharing the load.
It's a pretty fancy piece. It should do the job for the strength and aesthetics department. What else can we go over here? Big old shocks barely fit in here. We got pretty lucky there.
They are tight. Tolerances all the way around, as you can see by the bulkhead and also the chassis.
Yeah, put the camera like right here. You can see how tight this tolerances is. We don't have the limit straps on it quite yet, so it will choke up probably 1/2 inch and pull away from there, but it's not touching. Just super close.
1/8 inch at most. And then looking down in here as well, you can see the water lines that I ran are also very, very close to the exhaust, the belt line and everything. So hopefully we don't have any catastrophic booms and
Hopefully, yeah.
yeah.
We're relying on not having very much chassis flex, hopefully, so.
I mean, this thing's a tank.
Definitely built stout, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. The supercharger is kind of a scary situation there with that pulley, but it rotates and doesn't hit anything yet.
Super close to the reservoir hose, but it's on there. Another cool piece that we had to do was this 3D printed adapter that goes from the throttle body to the S&B air filter. So this 3D piece Kevin drew that goes from a 4.5 inch round. It doesn't lose any volume as it comes out as a triangle down into this S&B filter that we also have a little bracket here that supports it and retains it from bouncing around and possibly falling off.
And also, the idea was to make it easy to change in and out, like in the middle of a long race. If it gets dirty and we're running into the silt, it's easy. We can pop the hood, pop the filter off, throw a fresh one on there, and be on our way. So
we're definitely going to make a little bit of more aluminum and panel this in for those really silty races. Maybe even a full enclosure, but for now, to get it out in the dirt, it's dialed.
it'll do its job.
It'll do its job. You want to show them some of your navigation stuff and your displays?
So we're going with the Holley EFI big old Mama Jama screen. That's going to show all of our system vitals, so I can monitor temperatures and all that good stuff. Mob Armor iPad mount is going to be our navigation. We're going to be running the Lead Nav iPad app, and it seems to be working really well for us in the Class 11 races. Hopefully when we pick up the speed a little bit, we'll still be able to keep up with it, and yeah.
Not sure if you guys have seen these big Alpha PRP seats, but these have a full custom embroidery and whatnot, stuff that you guys can get as well off of their website, but it's got the small diamond stitch. Beautiful piece. So that'll keep us safe and contained. That's our full composite seat, so there's not a lot of wiggle room. We also got the Switch Pros. You can see one Switch Pro is lit up right now. That's basically the 8-button Switch Pro is going to control all of our engine management stuff. The 12-button above that will be all of our accessories for our chassis harness. Nothing in particular to the engine and coolers and all that stuff.
So we got one for like the engine vital stuff, and then one for all our accessories and lights and stuff like that.
Two separate systems.
Keep it a separate system. Yeah.
That way, if there's any sort of troubleshooting, we can dive into one system versus a conglomerate, huge wiring harness that can become a mess. We did our PRP window nets. We have all those as well in-house. Those are really cool with how we designed them to swing down. So that way you're not fighting to find where the post is. It swings down on an FK rod and Heims, and you can quick pin those out if you need to, but it's going to help keep us safe if ever there's any incident. Pray to baby Jesus.
And hopefully less fumbling around with the nets when we got to get in and out of this little opening right here.
It's tight. It's super tight. Give them the breakdown on the whole rear end, man. I mean, it's
whole rear end.
This is a big girl. Check this thing out. This is like
I
the
think
latest.
you guys have seen this before. We got the Camberg 4-inch trophy truck housing and 3 1/4 hubs. Big old jumbo 36 spline axles are already installed, ready to go.
Those
All the
RCVs
fluids are in
huge.
there.
They're the size of your lens on
They
your
are.
camera.
They're massive.
They're fatty.
But yeah, the whole floor link is all bolted up, ready to go. We're just waiting on to put the shocks on, finishing up some fender mounts, and then this thing will be a roller on its own weight here in a couple of days. So
Evan Weller built the third member. It's running a Motive 10-inch ring and pinion. We're running a 411 ring and pinion. Arizona Drive Shaft did the drive shaft full custom lengths that we are able to cycle in CAD and give them a measurement. To control this rear end, we're using a TCS sway bar that runs a 35 spline. It's very similar to the buggy CV splines and axles, so that's kind of cool. And then 74 Weld has the sway bar arms, and then the links again are ZRP links that they customized and engraved. And on the backside, you can see Shreddy's on the backside.
you can see it, but yeah, if you look at the back, you got the custom engraving on there. Super cool.
Really sweet. And again, this will be controlled with PRP straps, getting what, like 31 inches of rear travel?
Yep. Yeah, it'll probably be strapped at about 30 in the rear, and then the front's got like 24. So it's fairly balanced car. It should be.
It's a lot of juice. Which is rad, you know. King bumps, King 4.5 bypass, 3.0 coilovers in the rear. Pretty sweet. We actually just got these on yesterday because they showed up from Armada. They were back ordered for a little bit, but check these out. These are all billet eyelets. So these are the large billet parallel eyelets that they sell. This is a speed strap, Y strap, that'll hold this 40-inch Gladiator with methods. I mean, it's a heavy setup, but Kevin makes it look like it's not that heavy. He just yanked that thing off the other day, and I'm like, dude, you alright? Your back good, dude?
One thing I did try to do was, like, I know how big of a pain it can be to take these tires on and off the back, so we have it a little access on the side. They can actually slide off the side of it without too much trouble. So you don't actually have to lift the whole tire off of the truck like you do on most rigs.
Yeah, and it's if they have like a center post, you have to lift it. Boom.
Swing this over.
Throw this over.
Swing this off to the side. It's not so big a deal.
Yeah, and then underneath those two is a big Pyrotech racing fuel cell. This thing has a bladder. It has the Holley Hydromats in it. That acts as like a pre-filter, and all stainless lines up to the Aeromotive big bad pumps that'll flow some juice.
Random other little fender brackets here to help hold things together.
These things all these little things take so much freaking time, but today, as we're moving forward, we've showed you guys a lot of the other stuff like the Triton race coolers. We got all that stuff from Swift, all powder coated. The rigid rear light bar, that's in now. So the list is starting to dwindle, even though it looks like there's a lot on there. There's
I
not.
haven't even looked at that board in like a month.
Yeah, because there's just so much.
I think we're already past most of that.
Moving forward, we're gonna mount this AGM jack, either up high or down low. Still not 100% on that, but we're working on the AGM jack today. We're working on our redhead valve fuel flows off the sides for quick fill. We're gonna have one on each side. Then after we get those in, we're gonna run the plumbing for the vent, because we got a big 1 3/4 vent, because if we're gonna be stuffing 75 gallons in quick, it has to be able to vent. And then the hood freaking
Hood and hinges, yeah.
hinges.
We're right there, man. We got our rigid tail light bar in there. Those are super cool because it has all the different colors in one. You can program it however you need to. You don't have to mount a bunch of different lights. So
Yeah, it's
that's
all
a nice little package.
Brakes, running lights, amber, reverse,
And they
all
look
that.
super cool.
Kind of alien-ish,
Right.
like the rest of this car. Then we're gonna put our rugged radios in, and we're hoping that within 2 to 3 weeks we are testing. But you guys want to hear this thing?
I do.
Yeah. Check out the sweet exhaust tips that our buddy Jeremiah finished up too. Maybe I'll shoot some flames right now.
Here.
Watch out.
I don't know.
Right into the camera, right?
We're not going no flames. Kevin, you want to work the throttle a little bit? We still gotta tune it. You heard her. You just dumped all the juice in her.
The beast is alive. Hope you guys enjoyed this this update of the TT Shark. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Go on shreddylife.com, buy some merch.
Yeah, dude.
Help us keep doing this shit.
We're fucking broke at this point. I don't even know how we're gonna finish it. No, we'll finish it. We're selling the big military truck. So my phone went off. I posted it up for sale. So once that sells, we'll be able to move forward. Thank you guys. Didn't really teach you much, but hopefully you guys saw something cool and you guys build your own cool shit, and then we can do cool shit in the desert together. Yeah. All right, let's get back to work. You got computer shit. I don't know what I'm lost, dude. I'm fucking lost. Let me turn the battery off. And